14th of July, 2025. My reply got deleted twice while replying to you, I presume by the channel moderators. My reply was that following the will of Yahweh means obeying to rules, instead of practicing actual morality. Rules such as kill the gays on sight, Leviticus 20:13, or kill sex workers on sight. You are not a moral person for being a believer. I will not change my comment until it conforms to what you think your belief is. This is what is actually written in your cult book. Following the will of Yahweh makes you a blind murderer that must obey and suppress empathy, and desire for afterlife and purpose, and in fear of eternal torture. A non-believer does not rely on any of those things. They are true good people. You cannot be a good Christian and also a good person. 27th of June, 2025. Les observations empiriques, ou disons plutôt concrètes, sont en effet la seule manière d'affirmer une supposition, et elles sont sujettes aux biais, aux déformations des sens et de l'esprit. Mais ne pas reposer une supposition sur des preuves observables reviendrait à dire que tout est possible du moment que l'on s'en convainc. Or, la faute est possible. Il faut donc s'en remettre à l'observable. Autrement, nous nous engagerons dans l'incorrect sans être capables de l'identifier. 9th of August, 2025. This last was a partaking in a debate upon the amazing French channel on critical thinking, Hygiène Mentale, a channel which I love and highly recommend. 10th of August, 2025. Quelques-unes des immoralités inhérentes des religions abrahamiques. L'obéissance aveugle, les lois haineuses, la foi pour soi, le pardon gratuit, la dichotomie et la fausse objectivité, l'élitisme. Some of the inherent immoralities of Abrahamic religions. 1. Blind obedience. One must not question the rules given by the thing that created the universe by speech. But following rules is obedience, not morality. It does not require thinking, and it does not require compassion or empathy. The Nazis were obedient. 2. Hateful laws. The rules that Abrahamic believers must obey are in fact hateful, such as kill the gays. The laws relish in the violence of punishment. Their blood will fall upon them. 3. Faith for self. An Abrahamic believer is pushed by the most basic animalistic drives, desire and fear. Desire for heaven and purpose, and fear for hell. It is for his own salvation that he is told to do good. An atheist does good for the sake of the world. They are true good people. You cannot be a good person and a good Abrahamic believer. 4. Free forgiveness. A Christian is forgiven of any of his sins as long as he confesses. He does not need to be a good person. He needs to be part of the group. The most immoral person in the world can be forgiven and will be granted heaven. The most altruistic person, if they are not baptized, will burn in the lake of fire for eternity. Your God chose this. 5. Dichotomy and the idea of objective morality. Morality is not objective. It must be the result of thought and empathy. It is nuanced and complicated. Whereas Abrahamic religions, with their lists of black and white rules and their understanding of the absurd concepts of good and evil, say that both are objective. And worse, these too are based off of primal animalistic impulses. For beauty is associated with good, and ugliness with evil. You are not putting in question your biased animalistic instincts and subconscious. 6. Elitism. It is not about being good, it is about being part of the group. The baptized go to heaven, and the unbaptized are burned for eternity. There is no purgatory in the Bible, only hell. Saying that all those who are not part of the group are to be tortured eternally is the most intense form of elitism one could imagine. Abrahamic religions are inherently immoral. Believers often argue, how could there be something out of nothing? But the idea of a God doesn't resolve this question, for the God came out of nothing. So the question remains the exact same. How could there be a fully functioning world out of nothing, to how could there be a fully functioning mind and entity out of nothing? When seeing a sublime landscape that brings me to tears, for truly I have before cried to the beauty of the landscape, I tell myself, there can be no God. Humans are so irrelevant to the sublimity I am experiencing. To place upon it a human-shaped God, or simply a consciousness, is to try to see myself in the landscape, when it is so much more and so much bigger than I. Placing a consciousness on the universe is doing a disservice to it. You are trying to understand it through yourself, when it is so much more. I argue that the lack of a consciousness makes the universe even more sublime. No atheist wants to be an atheist. Remember that. No one wants to stop existing after death. That is the single most horrible thing you can possibly imagine, and anyone would be willing to do anything and believe anything to stop that. When I learned of the philosophies behind abstract art, such as that of Mondrian, Van Disburg, Kandinsky, and Malevich, I slowly developed an immense love for it. The idea is that this is the only art to be truly objective, for it doesn't represent anything of the world of nature nor of humans. It is true objectivity, for it relies on nothing that has existed. It understands that the human mind and its wants and beliefs, as well as the totality of nature itself, are completely arbitrary. Why be attached to this version of existence if existence could also have been anything else? Just as I feel no need for a higher being to cry at a landscape, for I do not need to see myself in it, abstract art sees no need to represent the arbitrary current state of existence to portray beauty or creation. Why would the masculine percentage of males be more intrinsic to the sex group than the feminine percentage of males? Let's teach ourselves to see the world through evidence instead of through what people make of the evidence.